Hey guys, welcome to Getting Candid. This is me, your girl Helen. I hope you have been subscribing to the channel and inviting people to like the channel as well. Today we're doing something different because we're cooking and we're eating and we're drinking, we're making cocktails. I don't know, it's a lot going on, but also I promise you another good conversation. Today I'm at Try Lounge and I'm chatting with their head chef, Vusi Kunene. Vusi Kunene is one of the biggest chefs in South Africa, and he's got a chain of restaurants called Bwalya Sushi and Wine Bar. Bwalya, I don't know where the name comes from, but I think I'm more interested in knowing that, and I hope you guys will join me inside as I chat with him and we learn more about him. Let's go. Right, we're here in the kitchen and I can't wait to know, what are you cooking? What are you giving us today?
So, number one, thank you for having me. Such an honor, we really appreciate it. So today, what we're doing for you guys, we're doing two of our specialities. One being the stuffed chicken breast stuffed with feta cheese, a bit of some mozzarella shaving, grapefruit bacon. We cram it in there, and then it goes into a deep fryer. And then when it comes out, cut it into two beautiful portions, and then we top it up with our beautiful creamy secret sauce.
To see that secret sauce. I'm gonna ask about the secret sauce off the camera, but this just tells you there's no boring breast chicken right here. Most people find breast chicken so boring, like the chest. Like it's a boring part of the chicken, but I think it's
I'm not sure if breast has ever been boring. So
yeah?
I'm not sure about that.
It's about how you prepare it.
It's about how you prepare it. It's the quality of the breast. But otherwise, yeah, that's what we're doing. And then the other one that we're doing, we're gonna do an espetada. So an espetada, it's a Portuguese dish that comes on a skewer. You've got your beef cubes on a skewer with a bit of some onions and mixed peppers. It goes onto the grill and then it's served with the starch of your choice.
Okay, so from the time you came to Zambia, which dishes do you think people love to eat?
Zambian people love shima.
of course, that's like
Zambian people.
Like medicine.
Yes, Zambian people love shima. I haven't eaten so much shima in my life since I got here.
You've been eating shima.
I've been eating such a lot of shima. And actually, yesterday I started actually doing boxing because now, you know, shima and these problems.
Yeah.
Let's go, the chef. Sorry. Then we've got this going in here. Okay, cool. And then we've got our sauce going here. We're gonna have our rice going here. That goes the chef. Can I please have some butter here? Put some butter on the rice as well.
How busy does it get here? I can see like already it's getting up like say lunchtime. And
yeah, look, I mean we've been open for a few months now. Like any other business, you know, I mean it takes a bit of time to actually get to that. But you know, in the past month or so, we're actually now starting to see traffic. We're starting to see, you know, people coming in and all those kind of things. And we are actually very much starting to get involved in a lot of food festivals, beer festivals, and all those kind of things.
I know you guys will be at the African Food Festival.
Yes, at the African Food Festival. Very interesting. Very interesting.
So what are you going to give us?
So what we do, obviously, we need to showcase what Try Lounge does as a restaurant. But then obviously, that being an African food festival, what we'll do, we'll actually give it a bit of an African twist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might get this chicken with a little bit of an African twist. That secret, unfortunately, I cannot give you. You gotta be at the.
We'll have to be at the festival.
You gotta be at the festival to actually taste it.
Okay.
You gotta be at the festival to actually taste it. How's it different going there, Chef?
I definitely want to try that. I definitely want to see what's going on.
So, Chef, 2 plates. One for the chicken, one for the espetada.
I'm definitely learning right here. Trying to see.
Yeah, so the thing with cooking, as much as we're telling everyone on the camera what we're doing, I can give you the same ingredients. I've got the same ingredients. It comes out totally different.
That's
never.
True. But also because you have some.
That's why we never shy to give out secrets.
Yeah.
We will never shy. We will never shy to give out recipes.
Recipes.
Yeah, but then how it comes out.
Because obviously you have little things that you're adding.
Exactly.
There that
there's also that very important ingredient, which is the love behind it.
Oh,
which is the love behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, we're here and things are heating up. The kitchen is so busy. I personally just can't wait to taste this.
Go.
So how long does this meal take?
No, look, you go to a restaurant, you wait about 15 minutes or so to actually, you know, get a good little food out.
Okay.
I've always said when someone says, how far is my food? I'm like, this is not KFC. Yeah, we do not come in, pay, purchase and go. No. Here we cook.
We cook so you have the fresh food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hence also the fresh ingredients, starting it from scratch and.
Okay.
Yeah. Fresh ingredients are very, very important. Also, one thing I've realized since I've gone into Zambia, there's so much farmers around which are just 20, 25 kilometers away from the city.
Yeah.
So it will be quite interesting to engage with those farmers and see what fresh produce
they have.
Yes, they have.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
In South Africa, farmers are far?
Yeah, look, I mean, remember now, in South Africa, you get to a city, it's literally just buildings.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, you know, most of the land has been occupied. So then your farmers, you've got them quite far. Yeah. As much as obviously you get the produce in on a daily, but then it does not come from the locals. Okay. But then here, being 20 meters away, you are able to get some of the things from the locals, which is very important. Because now the story of the dish comes from the ingredients. You are able to tell a story from the ingredients that you use. How do you source your ingredients? What story is within that coriander? The coriander is actually, you know, farmed by one of the local people. Yeah. Then that's what, because remember, food also is not just by me giving you food. Yeah. Everyone else sells food. Yeah. There gotta be something that you sell. Yeah. There gotta be something that you sell over and above.
Beyond just the food.
Yeah.
And that's where I can see you're telling me this, you're actually smiling. That's where the love behind the preparation comes from.
That recipe, we're ready here, chef? We're ready here, chef? Okay, cool. Can you please have the veggies for the espatara?
It's really hot in here, guys, but also smells good. I can't wait to taste this, really. Looks good, smells good. I'm sure the taste is as good as...
Yeah, remember also people eat with their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, people eat with their eyes. Most importantly, when you... So the rule of a plate in a restaurant is it needs to look so great that the next person says, I want that. But obviously without knowing what it is, without knowing how much it costs, but the bottom line is they want it.
It looks good.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about that looking great and people actually saying, we want that.
Yeah. So our chicken is ready, our rice is ready. Oh, guys, I'm salivating. I can't wait.
Oops.
Okay.
Let's go that chicken, chef. How's it looking?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Lovely. Throw it on the rice there. Can I please have the espatara, chef? Please have some espatara.
These recipes, like the chicken, did you come up with them?
So these are obviously as a restaurant here. So I've owned a couple of restaurants back home myself, and also I do a lot of consulting work. So these are some of the recipes that I've always had. Okay. To say one day when I open my other restaurant, then we're doing this. Okay. But then hey, bam, try lounge. You know what I mean? We're doing them here. Whoa. I think it's also the love and the welcome that I got from Zambia, but specifically from the team that I spoke to the first time. Yeah. And I was like, Zambia? Yeah. And then at the same time I was like, definitely. And my partner was like, how do you make a decision that fast? It's because I've always been ready. That's why they say you must always be ready for an opportunity. Yeah. The opportunity cannot arrive, and then you gotta think about it.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
So all the time you need to be ready for an opportunity so that when it arrives, you are able to jump on it. Because now you're thinking about it for another few hours. There's the next person who's waiting for that job. Can you please have that espatara, chef?
True.
You know, so there is your stuffed chicken. Wow. Bit of some creamy stuff on top there, which won't tell you what it is. You know, but everything else, you know what I mean? There we go. So when we talk of people eating with their eyes as well, look at the dish. It must look beautiful. It must look appetizing. It's like also when you see. There you go, chef. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Voilà. I'm sure also your husband actually saw a beautiful lady. So the only thing that said to him, he must speak to you, is because you looked a certain way. Therefore, I need to speak to her to discover who she is.
Yeah.
That's what happens with the food as well. It must look great and say, you know what, I would like to have this.
Should be approachable.
Yeah, it should be approachable. For them, there we go.
Love this.
Thank you.
Love this.
Great. There we go.
We're at the bar and obviously making some cocktails.
Yes, so what we're making here, we're making one of our specialty cocktails, signature cocktails, which is called an elderflower. So these are your gin-based cocktails.
Okay.
You've got the elderflower syrup, you've got your gin, bit of some ice, bit of some garnish. Top it up with our juice, and then it comes with a dash of tonic, and then you garnish it up, and then she looks beautiful. She's ready to go.
Okay. I like that you're calling her a she, because she obviously have that female juice somewhere there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you look at cars, if you look at all the beautiful things, they're always named after. You know what I mean?
How strong is it?
Look, I mean, it's not cocktails. Yeah, cocktails are not meant to be very strong. You get a lot of customers walking in. I'm not feeling alcohol. I'm not tasting alcohol in my. So cocktails are not meant to be strong.
Okay.
So because now you've got juices, you've got this, you've got the syrups, you've got the stuff. So you won't pick up. You won't actually literally taste alcohol that heavy. So it's meant to be a little bit sweet, but you pick up that little bit of a kick.
I hope my friends have heard that lesson. They complain a lot about
throwing some extra ice.
It feels like it's diluted.
Exactly. So that person, so the thing that you say to that customer is to say, look, have at least 1 or 2, 3, and stand up, go to the bathroom also and tell me how you feel. You know what I mean? Because people want to taste alcohol. Cocktails are meant to be sweet. Cocktails are not meant to be very kicky and you know what I mean? So they're strong. They've got enough alcohol. They've got enough alcohol.
Okay, beautiful.
Chop it up there. Maybe a little bit of a cherry.
What's that?
So those are other things that we do not.
You won't tell me.
But they are flavor. They are flavorful. A cherry on top.
Yeah.
Some straws.
Okay, beautiful.
And then bam.
And we have
cut the straws. Let's go. And then you've got that. So the whole point is color. And then also...
She's really beautiful.
Yeah, and also color and flavor is very important. You do not want to order a cocktail because it looks beautiful, then the flavor is not there.
Yeah.
So color and flavor, very important things. There we go. Done.
Beautiful, guys. You have it there. I'm going to drink that. I'll tell you how it tastes. Thank you, Vusi.
Cool. Thank you very much.
So, guys, we're here, and finally, we get to sit down and chat and drink and eat. Most importantly, hi, Vusi.
Yes, madam. How are you?
Good. I'm happy that now we can, after showing us all the foods and the drinks, we can have a chat. There's so much that I think all of us can learn from you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for having me. Welcome to Try Lounge.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's an honor. And Blackanese, Try Lounge, Blackanese. Where should we start from? Try Lounge. What are you doing here? There's so much to learn.
I think maybe let's actually take it, back where it all started.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about the Blackanese?
Blackanese. First, because I'm reading your story, and this person was a car guard, he now has a chain of restaurants. What were you getting? Were you working for a restaurant or hotel?
So at the young age, from a boy that lived in the village, and for some weird reason being in the village but having aspirations to become something in life, and almost knowing that I'm going to be something in life. Obviously, that then opened up the mind to say, what can I do within my own community, circumstances and everything else, but then obviously making it to the bigger city. As someone who doesn't have the education background, then you tend to do each and every job that actually gives you money.
How far did you go education-wise?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think I did up until not even high school. And then from there on, I was like, we need to be making money. Yeah. Is education the way to make the money, or there's other means and ways to actually make the money? Then that's when actually I moved to the city. And moving to the city now, getting to the city, life is real, no one is looking after you, you are looking after yourself. And then now, there was a need for me then to start getting into all these other odd jobs. You know, that's when actually car carrying came in. What are we car carrying at that time? You know, festivals, events, football matches. So we're the guys that were actually, you know, I mean, looking after the cars and all those kind of things. And making 27, I remember one time I made 27 Rand, and it was a lot of money by then, and this was a couple of years ago. And from that, instead of me looking at it as a very impossible scenario and circumstances to move to the next thing, but from that I said I need to learn as much as I can. But then what am I learning at that point? I'm saying these event goers, how can I become these event goers? Because now, you know, the next step comes from you asking yourself that question. How can I become these people that dress up and come and, you know? And then that's when I actually starting to ask myself questions. Then my next job was actually at a restaurant, you know, and that's why I always speak very much in terms of the people that you surround yourselves with, you know. So me being a young boy, you know, I had about 3 of my best friends who were very, very, very street smart. Being street smart now, what do we do from there on? We're like, you know what, in the next few months, we need to be the guys that are coming to dance to the music. But how do we then, you know, make money to do that? Then we decided to actually go and work in the restaurants. So
you always loved cooking?
No, this was obviously I've always cooked, you know, coming from school, helping my mother cook and all. It was not, look, we come from a generation where we did not know what we wanted to be when we were old. We never had dreams, you know. So now we decided to actually go and work in the restaurant. So the 3 gents had worked in the restaurants before, I have not. So now how do I get a job? Take my CV, make it one of the most beautiful CVs ever. And then when we get there, you know, interviews, they get the jobs, it's my turn. Obviously, when you go for an interview in a restaurant, in a social media company, they'll ask you questions related to that. I knew nothing. And this gentleman was like, you know what, young man, you have just wasted 5 minutes of my time. Wow. And then at that moment, I admitted, and all I asked him was, please just give me 3 days. I admit, I don't know anything about restaurants, please give me just 3 days. And this was one of the biggest restaurants at the international airport in, which is OR Tambo right now. And it was probably a 500-seater restaurant. You can imagine how big was the menu. So I needed to literally learn everything in 3 days. But I was like, you know what? I want this money. And I did everything I had to. I crammed that menu. Day 3, we sat down, we had a verbal test. Passed it immediately.
Wow.
Passing it immediately, now he gave me 2 tables too. Obviously, when you knew they can't give you the whole shop. Giving me 2, as I stood up from the interview to my next table, forgotten everything. Literally. But then I understood that my training actually started at that moment. Then did it for a couple of months, worked in that restaurant, and then obviously from one restaurant to another. And also actually understanding that I'm actually quite passionate about the food, but I realized I'm not passionate about the food. My passion is people. When you walk into Try Lounge, coming for a cocktail, you know, what else do I give you over and above a cocktail? Because everyone else in the city sells cocktails. Yeah. But then I realized that people being me being passionate about people. The question is, when you walk out of here, what have you taken out? You have had the meal that you're looking for, but I've given you one of the most amazing things ever, which is as a young man, I learned that you need to deal with the emotions, because people will forget what you have done for them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. You know what I mean? So immediately when you're in the emotion business, you're in business. You have taken yourself out of the competition bracket. That's why you'd say to me, come to Zambia now. Yeah. Without having, I don't know anyone, but I'll say, yes, I'm coming to Zambia and I'll achieve it. You know, so from there on, restaurants, and I felt that I was too amazing at it. And then now I started with the Black Candies. The Black Candies, why the Black Candies? Because, yes.
I wanted to ask, why sushi in the first place? because Blackanese sushi wine and bar restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why sushi? Because for black people, sushi is...
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
Yeah,
so
it's not a thing.
It's something that you eat once in a while under the influence of maybe the
So
people
can
you're
imagine
with. But I'm thinking, how do I think of starting a sushi restaurant?
Yeah, can you imagine even way then what of noted thing it was?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how many years ago?
Yeah, this was like probably 2010, 2011. But anyway, so I worked in at one of these restaurants in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And it was quite a big restaurant, and they also actually had a sushi bar as big as our bar right now, and with like so many Chinese chefs.
Okay.
And for me to see half of the restaurant, almost half of that restaurant, serving sushi, and these guys were constantly busy, from brunch to dinner, very busy. And I had to ask myself I'll have that. I had to ask myself to say, what is it about this product? Mm-hmm. But then now, trying to get information from the Chinese, it was the most difficult thing ever, because
Language barrier.
They could not speak English, and at that time I felt like they were already, not giving out information. They wanted to keep it within. Mm-hmm. And then what I did, I watched this thing literally watching it, and now starting to read about the culture and why sushi was invented. And for me, the love, or what made me pay attention to it, was the preparation process. It was very beautiful. It was very carefully done. And then a few months later, I decided I'm actually going to do this. And if you think a black guy sushi, and then one of the days I was standing at a restaurant, and I said to my boss, you know what, boss, I think I'm done. He's like, but you're so good at this. Yeah. You're so amazing at this. And I'm like, yes, I've actually just realized that, I'm actually great at it. Maybe it's time I give it a shot. And his question was, if you had to walk from here and to the mall and walk into each and every restaurant, you will never find a black sushi chef, let alone you saying you want to own a sushi restaurant. And remember now, this guy has just told me the truth.
Yeah.
Literally, he's just shed some light.
Yeah.
But I've just quit my job. As I walked out, and I'm thinking, what have I done? What have I done? But then as I'm walking, and I was like, no, man. No. This man has just said there's a gap for history to be made. There's something that has never been done. And I walked back and I told him, you know what? One of these years we'll be having a different conversation. Thank you very much. And then off I went, and that's when I actually went and started the Blackanese, which it took me good 4 years of being moneyless, of being homeless, of being with no friends, of being
homeless,
of being this crazy person. Because I mean, why are you not going to start a bigger joint? You want to go end, Yeah. But at that time, I think the mentality was, let's change the world. But why are we changing the world? Let's change the world so that we can inspire the next person who's sitting there and not being able to start a bigger joint because it almost looks impossible. Mm-hmm. Let's go actually do the most impossible according to people. And that's why we're a try lounge today.
So for those that don't know, why did you name the restaurants Blackanese?
Because I did not want to go and open a Vusi sushi bar. So I wanted everything about that business to be the whole idea was a crazy idea. So I wanted it to start even from just hearing the name, the Blackanese, to think, the Blackanese? Then you want to find out more. Why is this thing called the Blackanese? Because now if you look at that word, you are almost able to pick the combination of the Africanism with the Japanese. Mm-hmm. So therefore, the name to the plate, our sushi, we also had sushi with biltong. We also had sushi with strawberries. We also had sushi with the African flavors. Why? So that the thousands and millions of people in SA that do not eat sushi because they think sushi is raw fish, was to say, come and try actually sushi with a bit of biltong. But then when they walk in and they want to try this, then you need to take people through the whole entire menu. My restaurant was successful because there was a personal touch. It started as a small 16-seater restaurant. So what does that mean? It means I'm able to talk to each and every person when they come for dinner or lunch. And then now I'm able to take people through the journey of enjoying sushi and why sushi. And it became, you know, that's the other thing that I teach my team here at Chai Lounge as well is to say, you being a waiter, you are probably at a better position than someone that you admire in terms of what they do career-wise, because you serve 100 people in a day. So speak to people, tell people about yourself, tell people about the food, tell people, because conversations open up amazing opportunities. You know what I mean? Conversations open up amazing opportunities. That's why for me it's important to, whoever I meet, maybe a lift, it's important to say hello. Yeah. Because you never know what's going to be the next.
Yeah. Okay, so did you eventually go to like Japan to?
The furthest I went to Japan, I was actually invited to a Japanese embassy for a food festival. And the Japanese guy was like, how long did you live in Japan? I was like, I've never been to Japan.
Yeah. So you've never been?
I've never been to Japan. I've never been to Japan. It's like when my boss said, you are coming to Zambia. When I came to Zambia, I almost knew the sun, because now what do? We've got internet these days. You are able to actually now literally go in and find all the information you're looking for.
Okay. So now here's the thing. I'm thinking a lot of people were thinking when you left, you had a lot of money to start another business, because I know you don't believe in having capital to start something. Just tell us about that. What do you think? Because a lot of people say I have ideas, but how do I even go about it?
So now, if you're to think of doing this, and this requires X amount of money, and then you sit for the next 2 years because you don't have that amount of money.
Yeah.
But the day you find that money, it might cost even double that money to actually start it. But then the education, where the education needs to come in within the youth across the continent, is when you've got an idea. So the only thing that starts a business is the attitude and the idea. Attitude and the idea, because the attitude. If I was a waiter here at Chai Lounge, if I've got a great attitude, I'm amazing at what I do, I speak to people, because people now, they don't look for degrees, and corporates now, they don't look for degrees and everything. Yeah. They look for the right attitude, because with the right attitude, they're able to take you and make you what they want you to become, right? So if I'm a waiter here, I'm great at what I do. I'm telling customers about my ideas. I'm having conversations with my ideas. I promise you, there's someone who's going to say, here's the money going to, and you know. So this thing of the youth sitting home and thinking, oh, I wish I had money to start a business.
Yeah.
There needs to be education around that. There needs to be education around that. Be the most amazing. Being a great person will take you. You will sit on tables that you'll never thought you'll sit on.
Now that you didn't even go and finish high school, and we're here chatting with you because of your successful business. You have kids, right?
Yeah.
What do you tell your children?
I tell them that school is not the only thing that will change their lives. Yeah, it's important. If you're lucky enough to get education, get it. But then if you do not get it, then it does not mean it's the end of the day. No. And also what we need to teach our kids, you know, when we grew up, if you go to your mother's little shop that sells tomatoes and everything from school, they always chase you away. Get out, go play there. Whereas if you look at the other nationalities and the tribes, the Jewish, the Indians, and the kids, they grow up within the business. You know, so you need to teach your kids to understand your businesses. Or school holidays, they must come and sweep the floor here. Yeah, they must come and actually, we're not saying there must be restaurateurs, there must be business people, but then that's when you tend to understand, oh, my son number one, what is it that he likes about this business? Son number two, what is it? You know, but teach them business. Let them come and play within the business.
You know, if I take you back, we take you back to the beginning. You did a lot of odd jobs.
Yeah.
One of them was photography.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go with that? Photography, cleaning shoes, but obviously
Ended up here.
yeah, ended up here. Why was the food more important than?
Because I think number one, there's people that have started to be doctors, but then if you look at them today, they're actually doing something totally different from what they've studied. So you know, you go and study to be an engineer, but then God knows that is not your path.
That's not your.
That's why if you look, there's a scripture in the Bible where one of the disciples jumped into the wrong ship, but then he was swallowed. There was a fight in that ship, and then they throw him over. A fish swallowed him for the next 3 days. Next 3 days, it goes and actually throw him elsewhere. But that was God saying, no, you do not belong here.
This is not
but you are so stubborn because you think and believe this is you. You know, sometimes I've never thought that I could be sitting in Zambia at some stage in my life.
How long have you been here around?
I've been here for weeks. So I've gone, I've come back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can go on. Sorry, I cut you short.
Yeah. So sometimes you sit here and you think this is your calling, but then you find yourself doing something totally different.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew that I wanted to do business within the continent, and then in the next few years, but I did not think it was going to be this soon.
Yeah.
And I did not think, because I had cities that I was like, you know, I'm doing Harare, I'm doing Nairobi. Those two cities I must definitely, bam, in Lusaka.
And you start with Lusaka.
And I start with Lusaka.
We're glad to have you. When are we testing your sushi?
So what we're doing...
This is nice, by the way.
So what we're doing is Chai Lounge. You know, we're working on the look and feel now. We're working on the menu, which is actually these are all the items that are actually on the new menu. And then look, I mean, we're developing, and the question becomes, let's study if sushi can do well in Lusaka. Yes, there's restaurants that are doing sushi in Lusaka, but then how do we get into the sushi restaurant as Chai Lounge? Yeah. You know, let's do not get into, because now you're thinking, why should I live where it's sushi to go to Chai Lounge? Yeah. We've got a beautiful secret and way, because I've not even shared this with the team. I've sat and I've looked at it to say, one of our marketing managers is like, let's bring sushi. Yeah. And I'm sure he's also asking herself, how this guy is not jumping into this conversation.
Up to now.
Yeah. I mean, she always says, you know what, we must do sushi nights here. But it's because if we just come and do sushi, it's like you walk down the road and each and every guy is saying hello. Yeah. You get tired of it, man. Like, you know,
somebody has to bring something to do.
So there's something beautiful that we're cooking, and then bam, the sushi world will be open to Lusaka. So we're doing quite a very few changes. As I was saying, you'll start seeing us at the food festivals. You start seeing us collaborating with a lot of people. You start seeing us doing quite very themed evenings within the restaurant itself. Okay. So yeah, there's quite a few that people should look out for. And look, I mean, the change does not happen overnight. Yeah. You know, so step by step. I mean, for someone who was here actually 3 weeks ago, they come like, oh, okay, I did not, you know what I mean? So we want to keep on revealing things. We are going into spring. And our whole aim is to say, come spring, we have actually packaged everything and say, voila, there we go.
Nice. Yeah. I can't wait to see those changes, and I can't wait to taste this sushi especially. But this food is nice, Vusi.
Oh, thank you.
Love the food, love the cocktail. You guys need to visit this place. This is beautiful. And also your story is very inspiring. I think a lot of us have a lot to learn. So much things happening. People get discouraged easily with social media. There's this one is doing this and you're thinking, I don't have money, but we've just heard it right there. Just sit at the right table, talk to the right people, and
the right
you never
people.
know.
Yeah, the right people. I mean, energy is everything. Yeah, energy is everything. I've always said to people, sometimes you can go into presentation, and you know, the very same people that you're presenting to go to a bar and then just bump into this public guy. Oh, by the way, what do you do? Turns out what they were watching the whole day, this guy does the same thing. So business is not only in the offices. Businesses are in the right energy and are also in the hello. You know, the hello to other people that will open up amazing conversations. I mean, with the young men that I was cooking with, you know, these are boys that are still in the culinary schools and stuff like that. And then the reason why he was actually next to me is because myself and the business, we want to take a journey where we want to actually take all these young boys, that are within hospitality, and expose them to the world. Probably he has never thought that you'll be probably standing in front of the camera cooking one of the days, but bam, today he's doing it. You know, take them. If there's a radio interview that's happening, pull one or two of them, because what you're doing then, you're opening a certain work. Because the only thing you have to do is to spark the idea, to say it looks like actually anything is possible. Because kids think, especially kids from a certain environment, think things are impossible, you know, and they tend to hide their backgrounds and everything because people must not see this, but not realizing that the beauty is from there.
What they're hiding,
If I came from a well-off family, my story wouldn't be my story, because chances I was going to be successful. So the beauty is within that whole ugliness. Make that ugliness actually inspire you on a day to day. So when I do my consulting work, I'm not just here to, you know, to create the menus, to train the guys, but what do we train the guys on? We train the guys. The most training that needs to happen is the mental training, because like for instance here at Chai Lounge, we've got about 4 or 5 girls, you know, and the boys are even complaining, say, why are you paying so much attention to the girls? I'm like, no, I love you too, but then let's start here, you know, and starting from there, what am I teaching these girls? I'm teaching these girls to say, I want to look at the women that you serve every day and aspire. The only difference between you and them is the opportunities they got. But let me teach you how you get to those opportunities. And my girls over the past few weeks, you know, I mean, they're coming up. They're saying, oh, when I go to work, I need to look a certain manner. I need to dress this way. You know, I need to speak to people in a certain manner. So that when we're done with Chai Lounge, I want to live legends. I want to live people that are going to. I can't back to Chai Lounge 2 years later. I find all those girls, they're not even here. If they're here, they need to grow within the company, because the company does not end here. The company is growing. I want to come here and not find them on the floor, but sitting somewhere within an office. If not here, I must see them elsewhere in the world. Then as a company and as Vusi, we've actually achieved what we wanted to achieve.
I like that. You know, because then there's people that, you know, you have people under you and you want to see them elevate to a certain level, which is good. You don't want them to just be here and there. What do you like about Zambia?
I think it's number one is the people. I thought my boss was the nicest person up until I'm not saying it's not nice. Get this right, boss. I'm not saying it's not nice.
He's going to kill you.
up until I met my landlord as well.
Okay.
Like literally, these people, they want to treat me like I live in a hotel. You know, I come back home. Mama has seen I don't have, because I'm a man. My focus right now is Try Lounge. We need to make sure that this works. So when I get home, all I need to sleep and leave.
Yeah.
You know, leave in the AMs, come back in the evenings. But you get there, and the next thing I've got a carpet within the dining room. I've got a carpet next to my bed, and I'm like, wow, this is actually quite amazing. And also one thing I've realized by the people here, they've got very soft characters, which are beautiful and welcoming. And the city, look, I mean, the city is growing. It almost feels like I'm in Yobe. I was saying to my guys and saying, look, it does not even feel like I'm in a different country.
Yeah.
And when you come here with my team, when it's time to grind, it's time to grind. There's like some French, some heavy language, but what they've also understood is that when it's time for work, it's time for work. But then 5 minutes later, the very same guys I was shouting at, you find us laughing. It's because that was not personal. That was about a customer. Therefore, we've forgotten about it. You understand what I mean? So yeah, I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying.
You've eaten some shima?
I eat shima every day here. That's why I've actually started doing boxing, because I chow shima every day.
And it's giving you some...
Yes!
Nice.
I've chow shima every day.
And relish, have they given you, like, what kind of relish have you been eating?
They've given me the spinach relish. Yesterday I saw, because I said, guys, this week no shima. I'm in the kitchen, she's chopping that spinach, and then she put some powder there. What did she say it was? And literally, obviously, it gives it like a nice brownish color. It almost looked like peanut butter. And I was like, you know what?
They put the groundnuts, eh?
Yeah, groundnuts. And I was like, okay, forget what I said earlier. We're having that shima today. So I chow quite. I eat quite a lot of shima as well.
Good. You're enjoying Zambia, and
no, I'm loving it.
Yeah, we'll be coming to the Try Lounge more often, because we need to keep eating and getting fat.
Exactly. There's also. Not forget to give people where they can get hold of us. Yeah. Obviously, as I said, we've got a lot of things that are coming up on Instagram. Try Lounge Zambia, and then on Facebook, and then on Facebook,
Pub and Grill.
Try Lounge Pub and Grill.
Yeah.
So you do find us on those platforms, and what we're going to be doing, which we have been doing already. I mean, posting all our events, all our dinners. Keep watching. You might see that sushi that you're asking about. But yeah,
I want to see. I want to come and taste. I don't want to see.
Yes, you'll know when it's happening then.
Okay.
But we've got the personal.
Yes, I need to be here for the sushi tasting. All right, guys. So this has been me and Vusi, and remember to follow Try Lounge on Instagram and Facebook, and visit them at the Goldman Insurance Building, first floor. Come and test the food. Come and have the cocktails. Have fun. It's a beautiful place, beautiful environment, and remember to keep subscribing to the channel. Bye bye.